Satyama is a very good example of the kind of healers you can find in Koh Phangan, because she has a very diverse background. She's a very solid yoga teacher, and on top of that she built knowledge around Tsang massage, Tantra, and also she's now writing a book at the same time. So there's plenty to talk about, and I'm very, very excited. So let's start from the yoga side first. So you do yoga teacher training courses and retreats in Koh Phangan. What is yoga to you?
It's finding balance between the yin and the yang side of ourselves, and the right and the left side, and doing a practice or not doing a practice, also just being in an asana and holding it, to find a way of learning about how the body really works on the subtle levels. It's not just about flexibility, but more tuning into the body, and then the breath, and then the energy through the practice of asana. So when you get to a place of like, okay, this feels the same on the right and the left, and there's also an equanimity that happens in the mind, that's when you are really at the completion of an asana, yet knowing that there's no completion to practice or to yoga.
Very good indeed. So I like this fact that you're looking at the left and the right. Is this also from your Tantric yoga teaching?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, that's for me how my own teaching and my learning has evolved, in looking at, okay, how am I perceived by others, and doing a deep study on that. How do I perceive myself? And then looking and experimenting. This is Tantra in itself, is like saying yes to life, saying yes to the game that we are all playing between men and women, ourselves and the universe, and seeing, okay, if I put more emphasis on my masculine, which is what I'm doing now when I'm speaking, what happens in the overall picture of life. Or if I take a step back and I'm more into my yin, then what is happening? Am I receiving what I want, and what is my natural tendency as well? And that can really tell you, okay, not really what do you need to develop, because everything is great, but it's an overall acceptance of the fact that Tantra and yoga, everything is coming to the place that we are all connected, we are all one. And so the study of these things, yoga, Tantra, can help us learn that that is the truth.
Fantastic. So I like to, in the way you look at it through the polarities, right? The left and the right, the yin and the yang, the feminine, the masculine. It's very interesting. People sort of find yoga typically in the gym or in their local community center, etc. And then, if they're very lucky, they might actually be inspired to learn a deeper practice, and maybe learn about Tantra or different kind of meditations and philosophy, right? Yeah. So how important is, in your opinion, to move from the physical aspect of yoga into something that for some people might be a little bit more esoteric, but which is also a very good gift of yoga?
Yeah, good question. I mean, for me it became quite important, but it's a slow and evolving time, and do you have the time? I mean, that was the thing. You need to, if I was very interested in it, so it's like I practiced for a couple of years doing the physical, then I went into, okay, if we look at 8 limbs of yoga, I got to the top parts, and I'm looking at, okay, what's focus, concentration, dhyana, meditation, and that really came in first intellectually when I did a yoga teacher training, but then into my practice, and then the benefits of meditation became so interesting and so apparent into my life, how well I could focus, how I could do things, how I could manifest things that I wanted in life, like meditation being the top part of yoga and that study, which people kind of forget about sometimes or don't know if you're just going to do it in a gym,
Fair enough.
became more important than the actual physical asana. Physicality is still really important to me, but learning the subtler things, which we look at really a lot here on this island because we have time, then that's the magic of it, and knowing that there's no end to this self-discovery, and also the sharing of this discovery with other people. It's your connectivity with other people. This is also very interesting, and you get to play with this a lot because there's so many people that come and go here.
Absolutely, I really love the fact that the yoga system is so open-ended. You can spend a lifetime practicing and learning yoga and reaching higher and higher levels, and that's really fascinating, right? How did you get into Qin and Tsang?
Well, through the yoga door, then I became trained in massage because of my love for the physical body and also my love for touch. And so in the study of regular massage, like Thai massage and also Swedish massage, yes, great, go into this and how to do, and then it went another level deeper. What's the emotional connection now in the body? This comes into the organs, and I discovered through trial and error, also training in Qin and Tsang, which organs are connected to which emotions, and then what happens when you actually are massaging these things on the body. What can it do to be healing repressed or unhealed things, traumas that have happened in our lives? You can do this through massage. So this Qin and Tsang became my most favorite type of massage, and that's why I became a trainer in it. But for me personally, it came through work with my menstrual cycle, with my womb, the ovaries, and the deep connection with that because I was suffering from endometriosis. And in this training and my own learning, Qin and Tsang, this big problem in my life and pain actually went away. So this was great. I will take this and also try to share that with people that come here to Koh Phangan.
And this is, I think, a common trail around sort of yoga teachers or even healers of different types. You want to heal yourself first, you want to learn personal development tools to experience more well-being in your life, and once you achieve that, then you want to share it with the world, right?
Yeah.
I also know that you have a very interesting business name that you use. Is it open to Bliss? Whoa, that's fantastic. And this is a whole story in itself, I suppose. And I also know that you are in the process of finishing and then publishing a book. Can you tell us a little bit more about the book?
Yeah, well, I have been kind of working in this whole realm of natural healing for like a lot of my adult life now, like 18 years, and Open to Bliss, this name, was coming from the bliss I was actually finding through meditation. And I didn't know before meditation how happy and blissful I could be. Then when I went deeper and deeper, did meditation retreats, was reclusing into silence and just going into the study of the mind, this is where a whole other world opened up, and that joy was apparent, like things just dropping out of my body, out of my life that I didn't need, and just being absolutely present with what's there. And knowing that we are creating our realities in every moment. And so I was developing Open to Bliss, again, to be able to share yoga, my love for meditation, also healing with Qin and Tsang and Tantra through this business, and that the bliss is coming through yoga practice. The bliss is coming through knowing what Tantra is or experiencing what slowing down might be. So many people don't even know in the basic level of Tantra and this art of lovemaking that you need to communicate or that you need to look someone in the eyes. And these are just simple things, but we don't do them. We're not taught in school. And so what can Tantra teach us, or what can meditation, or just simply awareness and being relaxed and allowing. And this is a big part of what I teach. It's not that we need to go into some kind of, oh, you may do this and do this on a sexual basis, but if there's things that you can kind of relax and heal and understand and communicate about, this is the art of what blissful living is, and that's open to bliss. And then it's like, okay, put all of this learning into writing this book, which is essentially about the paths of yoga and tantra, and be able to share that to a wider audience, because teaching, I mean, one-on-one or with a group can only go so far, and this is a life project that I'm using to celebrate all the studies and teachings that I have done here and leading up to being here.
You have quite a history of spending time in spiritual communities around the world. I think you mentioned the Osho ashram, and what other places that you recommend for somebody that wants to really experience what a commune, like maybe a new age or a new type of commune might be these days?
Yeah, I mean, I get asked that a lot, because it's like, where do I go to? I want to live in a community, yeah? So you have the Osho ashram, great, although you can't really live there, you experience there. Tamara, also in Portugal, very enclosed community that looks at permaculture and open relationships, which is a topic that people are really investigating now, but don't really know how to do. So they've looked at this for like 40 years, and that was an interest that I had. How do I evolve through my relationships? People more and more, I would say, are creating their own communities, especially in this COVID time. How do we live together, learn from each other, communicate effectively? And that's really what it is. And in the studies that I've done, it's like we have to look at our intimate personal lives and expose all of these things that normally create conflicts and we run away. It's to learn the art of communication and really being authentic and intimate with each other when conflicts do happen, so that the community can stay together. So that's really what I have looked at. I've lived in a community in Canada called Johnson's Landing. This is more also about the growing food side and program side, you know. And there's lots of communities that you just have to look at what is your special interest and go there. For me, also the Osho ashram that's called Afros in Greece, super nice and interesting, and focusing on Osho meditation. So because meditation is such an important part of my life, it's like I would choose a community that works on meditation or something that's really deep to myself. Dom and Her, for example, in Italy, it's another spiritually based community, totally different practices and beliefs, but has also been around for a long time, that serves people on like what's the esoteric element in life and what do we believe, what are the rituals that we do around food, around how we live, etc., so that each community just has a different flair to it. You need to decide again through hopefully meditation what is the real thing that is serving you and your interests.
If you are interested in anything which is holistic therapies, yoga, tantra, massage and community, and maybe you don't have a lot of experience in it, Koh Phangan Sri Tanu, our beautiful village, is a great place to start, because yes, there is community, lots of interesting people like Satyama, for instance, with lots of knowledge of different disciplines and therapies, and of course you can stay in very nice accommodation and relax, and everything is really made for the Western taste as well, so you can get the best of both in an easy format, right? Why do you live in Sri Tanu, Koh Phangan particularly?
Because it's becoming known as one of the yoga capitals of the world. I mean, Rishikesh in India is known as this, but now it's more comfortable than India to be in Thailand, for me anyway. Also, it's like you can get vegan and vegetarian food here very easily. You don't have to be striving or making it. There are many, many restaurants that you can get these at, and this makes it very comfortable. This is why am I here? It's the most comfortable place for me, someone that's working with natural healing and energy, that people are coming and being like, I know there's another way outside of all of these conditioned ways that we are living in, and this really is a place where people can try things and come and go. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a contained community. It's a spiritual playground that you can play in.
Thank you very much for this little chat. I had, it was my pleasure and privilege.
Mine too.
Normally we would greet and say goodbye with a big hug, but because we are seated in a certain position, I think just a big high five.
A big high five? Okay. What about a namaste?
Ooh.